My name is Luis Valenzuela Robles, and I'm a member of the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, Acjachemen Nation of San Juan Capistrano, California. Uh, what does it mean to be a member of this tribe in this day and age in the 21st century? Well, I can walk where my family has walked for thousands of years. I can actually go to places where I know my family has lived. I can see things that my family has created for hundreds of generations. And for most Americans, it seems when I speak to my friends and I ask them, "Oh, where are you from?" And they'll say, "Oh, I'm from California." And I was like, "No, where are you really from? Where were your parents born?" And they'll say, "Oh, well, they came out here from the Midwest." And I'm like, "Well, what about your grandparents?" And they're like, "Well, they moved to, and then it starts getting foggy. And most people have just this vague recollection of, "Oh, I'm Scottish with some English." They don't really know. And so for us to be able to say we know exactly where our family has lived, walked, for literally hundreds of years is really a rare thing. And it's really a special thing that for me to be able to sit at the beach by the village where my great, 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 great grandparents were born and know that this is the same beach that they sat on, these are the same stars that they sat under, is a real connection to the land. When I look on those great clear days when I look and I can see Calapa, that's our sacred mountain, but it's been renamed Saddleback, but Calapa is the true name of the mountain. And I can look at that mountain, as the sun rises and say, my family for generations has seen this. That's a real connection. The land's changed dramatically. So first arrival, when the Portola expedition came through Southern California in 1769, they encountered all the natives that were living here. Among them, the Juaneño Acjachemen were living in villages along the coast, as well as in the canyons and mountains of the area we know as Orange County. Historically, there were thousands of native Californians living here. The Spanish were starting to get nervous because the British were moving over from Canada. The Russians had come down from Alaska, and since the discoverers, Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo and Vizcano, had come through and claimed California for Spain, there had really been no exploration. So 1769 was the first real push to bring to bring up mapping and to establish settlements. And so when the Portola expedition came up, they were accompanied by Father Juan Crespe. He was the Franciscan friar who recorded a lot of the interactions. And so a lot of things that we've learned actually have been through things that we know are through the recordings of Father Juan Crespe, Father Boscano, Geronimo Boscano. That's one of the best recorded stories of the Mission Indians is from Father Boscano, and he lived at Mission San Juan Capistrano, and he recorded just as he saw. As an outsider, it's a little slanted, but it does tell day-to-day activity of people in the villages. I can trace my lineage directly to the village of Panjay, which is located off San Mateo Creek, southern end of Orange County. Christianitas Road, right off the I-5 freeway, marks the spot. It's also Trestles, which is a great world-famous surfing beach, but that's our tribal land. And my great-great-great-great-great-grandparents were born in that village. And this is all recorded in mission records. The friars were really meticulous about recording births, deaths, baptisms, and always told who the parents were, godparents. So a lot of our family history is recorded through the mission records and through our oral histories. My mom used to say, we were Californians before it was California. She used to say, we're true Californianos. We are California. We existed before California. And that's where most of what I know came. My mother, she was an elder, very active, and she always said, you have to know who your people are, where you came from. But for me to be able to live where I know my family has lived is a really, really, really special thing. I look at the stars and I'm like, I know this is exactly how they look. They might have been more because there was less lights, but I can go to a dark space and I can stand there and look at the stars. And for us, the stars, we believe that after your reward after living a good life here is that you ascend and you become a star. That's you take your place in the stars. That's your reward after living a good life. So when you look at the stars, those are all the ancestors that have walked before you, and you can focus on one, and that's an ancestor you know. And then there's others. All those stars are your people that have walked before you. So for me to keep, just what I know and to teach one kid a song that I know, and hopefully he'll keep that. And then when I go to the stars, I'll look down and go, oh, yeah, we're going to be here. We're here. We'll always be here.